Freedom is not and never has been free. If they do not pay for it, then rest assured we will. Hi everybody, my name is Jeffrey Jansen. I'm a board member for the group Fishing for Freedom. I am also a father of a beautiful little girl, and I'm a Marine veteran from 2nd Battalion, 8th Marines out of Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. And, most of all, I'm also from the great city of Quincy, Illinois. On behalf of Fishing for Freedom, I would cordially like to invite you and your families and ask each and every one of you for your help in welcoming the military past and present and all boaters and volunteers to the great city, Quincy, Illinois. We would like your help personally to help invite military and boaters to Quincy for a day out on the water fishing. All of us would like to say thank you and give back a weekend to those great men and women who gave up their time and weekends in volunteering to protect this great nation of ours. We want to welcome them and thank them and invite them to the heart and soul of the United States, to the great city on the Mississippi River of Quincy, Illinois. What we would like is for everyone to come out and say thank you from your bottom of your hearts and from your soul, to actually say thank you to these great men and women for what they have done. We want your voices heard, and we want to hear your thank yous to these men and women. We want to see you shake their hands. We want to show us not just our gratitude, but your gratitude toward these men and women. We just basically want to welcome them to Quincy, Illinois, because without them, our freedoms would not be free. Also, we would also like to ask for any and all volunteers that would like to help out with this event. We want to thank these volunteers ahead of time, because without these volunteers helping out with Fishing for Freedom, this event would not be possible. Because of them, we are able to say thank you and give a day out on the river to these great men and women of the military and let them have a fishing tournament. We also want to give a great appreciation, thank you, and invite any and all boaters that have a boat and like to fish to come to Quincy to help take these men and women out on the river for a day during our fishing tournament. We also ask for any sponsors and donations to help out with this great cause. All money goes back to the military that we are thanking in the form of food, room and board, weekend of hospitality, special things such as Vietnam Traveling Memorial, gift bags, supplies, hunting trips, fishing trips, poles, boats, bait, and gear to make this event possible. A lot of that stuff then gets raffled off to the highest bidder so that we can afford the rooms for the veterans and for the active duty military personnel that are going to be fishing with us. It also goes to paying for the food that we provide for them free of charge, and help with the different activities we have for their families and the different events that we do. The board for Fishing for Freedom chairman is Glenn Sanders. The board is all volunteers and are working on making this event bigger and better this year, with the main focus on saying thank you to our military and making sure the reasons, the goals, and the spotlight stays on them, and the cause is for them and only them, meaning the military, past and present. Our chairman, Glenn Sanders, has gone out of his way to make sure that all military is appreciated, thanked, and well respected. He is a new chairman this year, and his heart is in the right place. However, we are also grateful and thankful for the boaters and the fishermen, the volunteers, who are giving up their weekend to help us out, and their time and their money to help give back a weekend to the men and women of the military. Some of these heroes not only gave blood, sweat, and tears, but also gave their lives and no longer have their weekends. They paid the ultimate sacrifice and died in defending and protecting this great nation of ours. To these men and women, both on and off the battlefield, past and present, our thanks and gratitude for what these men and women have done and have gone through can never be enough for what they have sacrificed. We at least want to give one weekend back to try and say thank you and show our appreciation, and their sacrifices have not and will not go unnoticed. With PTSD being very common, and for us catching it finally after so many years, a lot of men and women, they came back physically, but mentally they're still challenged. And we need to help them, and we need to show them that we're grateful for them. What they did is not gone unnoticed. What they have done, we are grateful for. And so many feel that what they have done is not important, when in fact it is one of the most important things that any man or woman can ever give is to give their life for their country. This weekend, we want to do something that has been done since the dawn of time. We want to give back. We want to help these men and women relax. We want to take you fishing, but we also want to give you a calm, relaxing day with some great boaters and fishermen. So not only do we have great military past and present here, we also have some of the greatest boaters that have these great, beautiful boats that are volunteering their time. We have some of the greatest volunteers that are helping us do all of our different events and activities, helping us get the weigh-ins to a tournament that in the end everybody wins. Sure, we like very competitive. Most military is very competitive. But in the end, we all win, because not only do we get to say thank you, but they get some time that they lost back. Or at least that's what we're trying to do. You know, they get to have a day that's for them. We've got Memorial Day and Veterans Day and all these different holidays. But these men and women that fought the war on terrorism, that have been in the Gulf Wars, that have been in Iraq and Afghanistan, you know, we need to let them know that Quincy, Illinois loves them, and we're grateful for them, and we want to say our prayers, and we want to give them everything we can to make sure they succeed in life. As one of the oldest saying goes, you can give a man a fish and he eats for a day. Teach a man to fish and he eats for a lifetime. We're asking you to please help us give back and find a way in your heart to help us say thank you to these great men and women. We hope and pray that others can understand why they do it, and see that because of them, they remain free, and their families remain free, and they have the rights and freedoms of the United States of America. These men and women are on the front lines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, in all conditions. Doesn't matter if it's rain, sleet, snow, sandstorms. It doesn't matter what part of the world they're in. It doesn't matter what language they speak. They're everywhere to protect our freedoms, to protect our way of life. Because of them, you and your families not only sleep at night, but your freedoms are and always will be defended by these great men and women who will die and give up their freedoms so you don't have to. If you think that the military is some kind of a joke, or you think that these men and women don't want to, turn on the news. Look what's going on in Russia right now. You've got Russia land grabbing, and the Ukrainians cannot guard themselves. You got China over there speaking into Taiwan and going into the Philippines on the different oceans and stuff. You've got India and Pakistan that constantly at war with each other. I mean, look at Israel. Look at Syria. Look at all these places where there's a lot of hot spots that at any time they could always boil over into the United States. If our men and women are not there, then who will be? That means it's down to you and I. And right now, they are our first and only line of defense to protect us from the horrific terrors going on in the world today. All I ask is that you help come out and say thank you to these great men and women, because without them, where would the United States be today? Thank you for listening. God bless you. God bless every one of them, men and women. And God bless the United States of America. Because of you, we are free.